Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Tina Thomas, obstetrician and gynecologist from Apollo Cradle Brookfields. So today we are going to discuss in shortly COVID care and pregnancy. As we are all going through this pandemic, it is better for each one of us to be aware of where we stand and how we have to go forward with it. So when we come to COVID care in pregnancy, the first thing what we look into it is prevention. Prevention will most important thing as the entire national guidelines goes, social distancing, using of mask and hygiene, which remains the first line for prevention for this COVID condition. Now the second thing is vaccination. As we all know that we are into a big time vaccination drive, it is better that all of us are vaccinated. To be saying the truth here, I myself have seen in the hospital, a young 27-year-old healthy boy being dead of a COVID infection, but a 92-year-old ready to be discharged. How is it possible? It is all vaccination. Vaccination does matter. We have seen polio being eradicated. How? By vaccination. So when we have this tool in our hands, let us all vaccinate ourselves and our relatives and friends so that we move forward to a better future for each one of us. Now, when it comes to pre-pregnancy vaccination, please take your vaccination as soon as possible. So if you are a person who are still trying to plan a pregnancy, then finish your vaccination and then plan. If you are into planning a pregnancy, then also if there is time enough, please take both the dose of vaccination and then go ahead with the pregnancy. But if you have taken your first dose of vaccination and now you happen to be pregnant, then please continue your pregnancy. As of now, the government guidelines are we can't take it in pregnancy, but moving forward, we have to see how it goes through, or at least there is some prevention with a single dose at least for throughout our pregnancies. Now, I had a patient who had taken the vaccination after missing her period. So at around 1.5 months, she happened to take the vaccination without doing the pregnancy test and was found to be positive later. So as of now, there is no evidence to say that COVID virus or vaccination has teratogenicity or medical termination is required. So please happily continue your pregnancy. Move on thinking that, okay, there is some prevention available you have taken against this COVID virus. So this is pre-pregnancy prevention. Now, so once you have stepped into pregnancy, the most important thing is be aware that there is a pandemic. Be aware that there are symptoms associated with it. Be aware that it can come to us one day, may be a possibility. So take care, utmost precaution. Precaution remains the same. And then move forward to understand if we are there. So the first thing is during the pregnancy, be careful about having lesser contacts. So one thing is all through the pregnancy, it is better if you have a single asymptomatic partner with you to care for you, to take care of you, rather having the entire family from across India to come over and take care of you. So I would suggest a single asymptomatic partner to go through you throughout the 9 months of pregnancy. Then second thing is be aware of the symptoms. As of now, it is today's date because of such a rampant history of COVID and we are all going through this pandemic. Any cold, cough, fever has to be immediately treated and proved, unless and otherwise we prove it to be taken as COVID. So first thing, the symptoms which we come across with pregnancy can be a fever, dry cough. Fever and dry cough remains the first and foremost symptoms that we come across each patient. Now we have seen diarrhea, we have seen a lot of chest infection, respiratory infection, loss of smell and taste, but loss of smell and taste is later on in the infection. So these are some of the symptoms which are there. Fever may come for 1 or 2 days and then you may be perfectly fine with only dry cough running through. So be aware of the symptoms and open your eyes to what is happening and take your test fast to be treated. Now, when we move on to pregnancy, what are the effects of COVID on pregnancy? So, as on the mother in pregnancy, so the ICMR guidelines say that pregnancy as of now is itself a immunocompromised state. So, a pregnant woman is more liable to infections faster than any other. So, that still remains valid as for COVID infections also. So, hence, that is why we have to be careful about it. And also, pregnant patients with diabetes or pregnant patients with heart disease have a higher risk for COVID infection. So they have to be more careful and treatment has to be immediate on them. Then other effects of pregnancy, as of now, we have seen lesser effects, but it depends on the symptom and how bad your respiratory symptom. So depends on the mild, moderate and severe condition of COVID that is affecting the pregnant mother. Based on that, treatment has to be followed. Then when it comes to transmission to the fetus, the transmission to the fetus is seen very less intrauterine, almost nil. And transmission through vaginal secretions and breast milk as of now is not there as per ICMR guidelines. Then COVID effects on the fetus. On the fetus now, there's no teratogenicity of COVID infection. There is no need of medical termination of pregnancy if you have been infected with COVID during your pregnancy. So basically, few events of miscarriages, of oligohydramnios, water decreasing, of IUDs or meconium stain or congenital pneumonia, all this have been seen, but they may not be statistically significant as of now to be telling that as a reason, as an effects. But yeah, 1 or 2 years cases we see, but others all do well. Now, what do we actually do when our pregnant women are COVID positive? So the first thing, as I always told you, that your first line of support and care is your gynecologist. So contact your gynecologist as soon as possible. She will start the required medication, whichever is required. If it is mild, asymptomatic COVID condition in pregnancy, then probably just supportive treatment with quarantine of the people who are in contact, and continuous monitoring with your saturations. These may be just what is sufficient. But if she feels it is increasing, she would always put you on to the physician which she has been in contact with. So you have a good physician support, so that in case there are further deterioration in your respiratory tract infections or coagulability conditions, because blood is thicker in pregnancy and they tend to be thicker as the COVID infection comes. So you may need heparin injections, steroids. So these all will be supported with the physician. But if it is moderate to severe and you may need a hospital admission, then that is what, into a tertiary center, admission should be required, where an ICU care would be available in case required for you. And then pregnancy also depends on the mother's condition. If it is so severe to save the life of the mother, we may have to think about terminating the pregnancy, depending upon the age of the pregnancy. So this is what the most things which we have to be aware. So the most important thing here is be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what help you have. We are all there fighting with each other to get off this COVID infection across here. So be aware of all the help that can be provided to you, because the most important symptom and problem that we see here today is prenatal, and that is antenatal or postnatal anxiety and depression. Because of this infection, people are left alone. People have nobody to turn to. So let this not be a criteria. Let us help each other and look forward to a better support system to each one of them who require help. And I would say at this point that all pregnant women should be confident with their doctors, that with their gynecologists, that yeah, tomorrow help is required. There will be help. We are all there fighting for you. And let us fight all this. Start off with our vaccinations and fight all this and let our country grow out of this pandemic. Thank you.